Hello! Quick tutorial on brows. Today I'm going to use my brow palette, which has absolutely everything you need. I'm also going to use my pencil, my brow pencil. I just really love how this gives you nice little hair strokes. And I use Pristine. Pristine is my go-to to kind of line out my brows before I start putting color into them. That way if I mess up, I can just take that right off and I don't have like a mess on my brows going on. So real quick, I start with our new eye primer. This eye primer is amazing. I use my little concealer brush. I get some on there, like a tiny bit. It doesn't take much. And then I just get that all over my eye because I need this for my shadow. This eye primer is amazing. It's super tacky. It's got like amazing staying power. I did a little test. I did sleep in it. Don't sleep in your makeup. It adds 7 days to your skin, and nobody needs to age 7 days in a night, right? So I just get that all over. This primer, like, it stays on. I slept in it, woke up the next day, my shadow did not budge. Okay, so I just let that sit for a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I will chat to you and explain what I'm going to do. So I take my brow artist brush. It has a nice little thin angled side, and then it has a flat side. And my Pristine. So this is where I start. So I use this for everything. You can see it's kind of got some lip stuff going on in there. I use that for the center of my lips to give them like more fullness. But for my brows, I use it, and I'm just going to try to keep my eye in the frame here and look in my mirror. So I use it to make my little outline. Boom. That's it. I'll blend that in a minute. But it just kind of gives me like a, I need paint by numbers because I am not good with brows. These are actually microbladed. I still need a touch-up done, but meanwhile I have to kind of fill them in until that's done. Okay, so into the brow palette, and I take my little flat side here, and I'm going into, sorry, the darker color. Just get a little on each side of my brush. And I'm going to look here, or keep my eye here, but look in my mirror. I use this to do my little outline. I like to outline first. Everybody has their way of doing brows, but I like to outline first. Make sure I got these babies on. That looks pretty decent to me. And then I do the top. I start kind of mid over. You can always go back if they're not to your liking and do touch-up, which is usually what I have to do because I never love them the first time. Then I go into number 1 and I get a little back on my flat brush, and I use this to kind of just make a good starting point for me, and I do it sideways, dab it, and then brush it over with the lighter color. So I'm pretty happy with how they outlined. Boom, boom. We also have in this our wax. So for me, I really only have hair like right here, so the wax doesn't really come into play unless I have some little pieces out of wax. But if you have natural brows, this wax is amazing. It lays down your natural brow, so you don't have like a little hair sticking all over the place. We also have a shimmer brow highlight and a matte brow highlight. So I use that after I get this all drawn in. So my little pencil. This is our brow pencil. We also have brow gel that you can use, but you see how it's nice and fine. Try to look over here, and I just use this to fill in. Going light right there. I used to really like it like dark all the way over, but my daughters have told me, no, mommy, don't do that. Kind of blend that in. Now that I have a decent outline. I said, it needs to be faded over, so I'm learning, y'all. This is definitely a learning process. I am not a professional. I just managed to get out of the house looking half decent on a daily. So I just get it filled in there, a little bit darker on the ends. And this will probably be the longest tutorial I'll have that you'll see in this party because brows are my nemesis. So got that in pretty good, and then I'll just come back here and fill that in just a little bit more so it doesn't show up like in photos like missing brows. And that's it. Like, super simple, everything you need in the palette. I do like to add in the pencil. I have these cool little Q-tips I use to kind of blend that white away. And then I go back in with my cream shadow brush. That's this baby right here. I use it for cream shadow. And this is what I use to put on the highlighter for the brow. And I just get that on my brush and then lightly kind of dab that up in there to highlight. Mind you, I'll add makeup over this, but this just gives you a nice little highlight. Makes your brow just pop. There, and then a little on top to define it. Again, there are a million ways to do this. This is the way that works for me. I like taking my trusty little Q-tip here and blending that in a little bit. And these Q-tips are great to make sure they're shaped the way I want them shaped. And that's it, folks. Brows. Have a good day.